Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, it's been a minute since I've filmed a video for you guys, and the quality of this camera is a lot better than my previous one. It's kind of giving me a lot of anxiety because I feel like you can really see me more. It's kind of freaking me out, but we're just gonna go with it. So today's video is going to be how I lost 50 pounds. I'm really excited to talk about this with you guys because a lot has happened to me in the last year since I filmed a video. A lot has happened in the world. I mean, we're in a pandemic right now, but for me specifically, a lot has happened, a lot has changed for me, and I want to share it with you guys. Don't feel like this directly has to correlate to you, or if you don't do this, you're not going to see results, or if you try what I do and then feel discouraged and it doesn't work for you, don't feel like this is the only way that this is possible. People have lost weight, gained weight in a plethora of ways. I'm only just sharing this with you guys so that you can get kind of an idea, especially because I really was somebody who didn't eat healthy or do fitness really before this. So I think it's kind of cool for me to come on here and be like, I'm a beginner too, and this is how I did it. I do also have a weight loss, fitness, lifestyle Instagram now. So my normal Instagram handle is just Sasha Quinlan, but I do have one called Sushi Fit now. Put the name somewhere here. If you are interested in more so my fitness journey and less of just kind of my life as a college gal and what I'm going through or whatever, you might want to follow Sushi Fit. If you're interested in both, I appreciate it. Please check both out. But yeah, if you aren't already, please click that subscribe button. If you like what we're talking about today, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, I am totally not offended if you give it a thumbs down. It gives me more of an insight of what content you're interested in. Don't do it because you're a dick and just don't like me. That's just don't do that with that, please. Don't just bully me. So yeah, with all that being said, let's get right into the details of how I lost 50 pounds. I've literally tried to film this 5 different times and I just don't know how to start because there's so much to cover. So to get a little bit of an idea of where I started with my weight loss journey, I have always been overweight. I don't want anybody watching this thinking that I grew up kind of being skinnier and then I gained weight and then this is how I lost the weight and went back to when I was skinnier. And it's the way that I have been my whole entire life. So this weight loss for me was kind of very important because it set off a really big change in my life where I became different from who I've ever been. And I want to preface with that because if you are somebody who has been overweight or unhappy with your body your entire life, I want to let you know that just because that's the way you've always been, it doesn't mean that it is the way that you have to be for the rest of your life. And I also want to preface by saying that I did lose 50 pounds because I had 50 pounds to lose. My advice, even if it works for you and you follow it, one, it's not a quick fix. I did not lose 50 pounds in 2 months. I lost it over the course of a year. I'm just giving you my advice and sharing my experience. That's why this video is called How I Lost 50 Pounds, not how you can lose 50 pounds. Let's start at the beginning of my journey. I've literally filmed this trajectory 4 times because I don't know where specifically to start. So before I started my journey a year ago, obviously I've had weight fluctuations. I've been on fat diets. I've lost a little bit of weight. I gained a little bit of weight. For the most part, I've been overweight for my height my whole life though. And so a year ago, a really bad thing happened to me. Before that, I was binging all the time. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't taking care of my body. And I really felt like I was just in this spiral of I'm always gonna be fat. I'm always gonna be overweight. I would get I would eat a full meals in the day, and then I would stay up till 1 a.m. and get hungry, and then I would order a whole entire McDonald's meal, which is an extra 1,500 calories to your daily intake. So I was really participating in just bad behavior for eating. If you do these things, I'm by no means judging you. It is your own life and your own journey, but also as somebody who has done that and thought oh, I'm doing this because it's making me happy, in a lot of other aspects of my life it wasn't making me happy. So then when that really bad thing happened to me, I think when bad things happen to people, it kind of, if you think of the really bad thing as you were standing on the edge of a cliff and the bad thing pushed you off, the water that you fall into is filled with all of your other problems. When bad things happen, it just goes into a spiral effect where you start to be and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. And for me, I've always struggled with my body image, being insecure about my body, which if you are bigger, I want you to know that that is not true. Like, this mindset that existed within me was my own problem. For me personally, it had to do with the fact that I wasn't treating my body right. Because I wasn't even taking care of myself, I felt I was unworthy of things. The weight was a physical thing that showed what I was doing to myself internally. Which, you can love yourself at any point, but it's a lot easier, in my opinion and from my experience, to love yourself if you feel like you are doing things for yourself every day. So a year ago when I started my journey, I had gone through, I had those binge eating habits, that bad thing happened to me, and I was like, okay, most of my life has gone like, when I go through diets, I will start a diet and I'll be really excited and maybe I'll lose like 10 pounds. Again, I had a lot of weight to lose, so 10 pounds for me like it was like noticeable that I would lose it, right? It was like, oh, you know, maybe she looks a little bit more, like a little smaller. But it wasn't like maybe if somebody who was smaller than me lost 10 pounds, you're kind of like, whoa, okay. It wasn't as big of, am I sweating? It's like hot in my room. So, most of the time when I would get to points where I was unhappy with my physical appearance, it was always about the physical. I was like, I want to be skinny. It was never, I want to like myself, I want to have a good relationship with my body. It was, I want to be skinny. So I'd lose that weight, and then I'm a very like future thinker. I get very like anxious about the future and stuff, and I would think about, okay, I'm not going to be able to do this for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be able to do this for the rest of my life, so I might as well just quit now and enjoy life and go eat McDonald's or go binge eat or whatever it was. And it would just be like 2-week like bender or whatever you call it, where I would eat whatever I wanted, even if I was full. And I felt like I was like, I'm never gonna be skinny anyway. That was the mindset I had. I was like, I'm never gonna have those. I grew up not having that body anyway, so why am I even trying? What's the point? Right? That was the main thing for me. I was like, what's the point of me even trying to lose weight? Because I'm never going to look like that. And that's where my mindset changed a year ago, and that's what I recommend for you guys. So that's where I changed a year ago. I was like, at this point, I was so overweight and unhappy with myself at this point that I was like, you know what? I don't care if I don't have an Instagram influencer's body. I don't care if I don't look like so-and-so. I don't care if I have perfect abs or not. I just need to look and feel the best that I can for myself right now. And that's the key. When you go into this, you need to say, I need to feel the best for me. And this is like more so like how I did it. But I'm giving you that mindset because that was the difference between any other time I've tried to lose weight, where I've said, I'm gonna follow this diet, I'm gonna do what this person does, and then I would end up like giving up or falling out of it. This time I was like, even if I just lose like 10 pounds, I'm still gonna be better off than I was plus 10 pounds ago. So what can I do now to maybe feel a little bit better about myself and be a little bit stronger, feel a little bit healthier? So that's when I started. So what I decided to do is, I was also somebody who didn't exercise at all, never, like, didn't go to the gym. I would, like, maybe when I was on those fad diets be like, okay, I'll go to the gym now because I'm dieting or whatever. I didn't make the gym a part of my routine. I just it was like something that I accompanied with a fad diet, and then when the fad diet went, so did the gym. Just wasn't gonna happen. So I said, okay, I'm going to my goal here is making the gym a part of my routine. There was always like people I knew. I would always be jealous of girls who'd be like, I go to the gym to relieve stress. I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, I eat to relieve stress. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I will sit down, watch a movie, and eat some food. What do you mean that you run when you're stressed? Now I do. So I said, okay, I want to be somebody who enjoys the gym. I'm not going to do that by forcing myself to go to the gym for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 6 times a week, which is what I do now, because I worked up to that point over the course of a year. But I was like, I'm not going to wake up one day and have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week for maybe like 30 or 40 minutes. I'm gonna walk on the treadmill a little bit. Maybe I'll play around with weights if I feel like it, but I'm not gonna put any pressure on it. It's still, and this is the key, it's still more than I'm doing right now. That's the thing. You need to say, whatever I'm doing every day, I'm doing a little bit more. I'm working a little bit more towards my goal. So set those small goals for yourself. Say, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more. If you're somebody who goes to the gym already like 3 or 4 times a week, and you know, maybe you're watching this to get more tips, like I said, a little bit more than you do every day. Those 3 to 4 days became 5 days, and then it's from 45 minutes it went to an hour, and then it went to an hour and a half, because I started to get excited and look forward to different things to do at the gym. I'd be like, oh, that machine looks cool for arms, I want to try it. Then I'd try it and I'd like it, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to start to do that every day because I really liked that. So I get really stressed before a test, and maybe that my way of coping before that would be to kind of eat before the test while I'm studying. Now it's like I can't wait for my workout after I study, and I would like, if I really flopped on the test, or I felt like I just didn't do my best, I would like run faster and get like angry. And these are all things that I worked up to because I changed from eating as my comfort to exercise is something I want to get excited about. I do think that a lot of results, if you are looking for results, I do want to be realistic with you, do come from going to the gym. Like walks and things like that do help with like weight loss goals, especially if you are you do have like quite a bit of weight to lose, like me, 50 pounds. If I just started going on walks when I was 50 pounds heavier, I would have started to see results too. But if I did that now as somebody who goes to the gym, you know, every day, I'd probably gain weight instead. So like, yes, do exercise that you want to do, but also take that risk to challenge yourself. At least for me, as somebody who loves the gym, obviously I can't go now because of quarantine, but you know, when they open up again, I will be in line to get in there. I love the gym. It puts my mindset in it puts me in a good mindset. I don't know what, you know, really changed in me from a year ago. I think it's because I didn't put pressure on loving the gym. I didn't say I had to. I was like, we're going to take it really slow. So take that time to build it's like any relationship. Like, you wouldn't go on a date and be like, I love you. So don't go to the gym and expect to fall in love with it the second you walk in and want to be there every day. Like, if you don't go at all, start by going literally once a week or twice a week. If you already go once, twice, or 3 times a week, add more days, add more time. Obviously, you don't want to, you know, hit a point where you're going 7 days. Give yourself a rest day. So don't go like 7 days a week and go for like 4 hours. Don't let it infiltrate your life. Like, when I have a birthday party, social events, things I want to go, I will cut my workout short for that. I don't say like, no, you have to miss this event to go to the gym. Don't let it affect other aspects of your life, because that's when you start to get into unhealthy mindsets, and that's when it becomes unsustainable. But slowly challenge yourself. Just do more than you did yesterday. That's all. That's literally, that is how I lost weight. That is how I lost 50 pounds. I can't tell you eating, exercise routine, whatever. It is doing more than I did the day before. So the next thing I want to talk about a little bit is food. So as somebody who is eating like maybe an extra, I don't know, 1,500 calories a day, something like that. I know how much changing your diet can change your weight loss results, and also like your mindset, your digestion. But even when I was exercising and eating the right way, I started to view myself a lot more. I felt a lot more comfortable, like view myself in a better light a lot more. I started to go out and feel more comfortable in swimsuits, going out with my friends. I felt more confident. I could approach things a better way. Like, my friends would even say, like, you just radiate confidence now, because I was doing good things for myself. So obviously I was in a huge calorie overload. I was eating way more than I was supposed to for my height. It was really, really bad. I was binge eating a lot. I was using food to cope with a lot of my problems, which I do think is a habit for a lot of people. If that is something that you listen to me say and you resonate a lot with, I am by no means the type of help resource that you should be seeking. So if this sounds like something that you've gotten to the point where it's destructive in the way that you're binge eating, if this is something like I talk about and you're like, I do that and I didn't know that there was really a name for that or anything, definitely I suggest talking with somebody about that, because it's really important that you actually seek out that professional help that I don't think even watching this video by me can help you through. So binge eating, a lot of binge eating, not thinking about the way that my stomach felt, and also I don't know what this is called or if there's a real name for this, but I'm just gonna call it occasion eating for the sake of this. So many times I would occasion eat. Like, I would be like, oh, it's somebody's birthday. Even if I was full throughout the entire day, I overate. I would again overeat, even if I wasn't hungry, just because it was the sake of an event. Like, I was like, oh, it's a holiday. And when you start to do that, you will find that there will be some sort of thing twice a week. If you look for opportunities to overeat and indulge in food, they're everywhere. That's the main thing for me. So to be clear, I did start by calorie counting, just because I wanted to get an idea of how many calories I was putting into my body that I actually wasn't aware of. And it turns out, surprise, surprise, it was a ton. I thought I was like way under the amount of calories than I actually was, and that was revealed to me when I started counting. So I would suggest you don't even have to like change the way that you eat right off the bat, but just start counting the way that you eat right now, so you can reveal to yourself like how you actually eat and how calories actually affect your life, how much you're actually eating currently, and then once you kind of get a gauge on that, you can start to kind of change. So I didn't say like, let's say, you know, I would order McDonald's every day. Like I would do that at night. I knew realistically I'm not going to just stop doing that. So I gave into it. I kind of was like, okay, fine. I know that I'm going to do that. I said, okay, my goal is I'm not going to eat at 1 a.m. anymore. If I want, and I'm not going to hide my eating. If I want to eat McDonald's, that's fine. But I'm going to eat it at 7 p.m. and I'm gonna eat it in front of, you know, my entire family. My family doesn't judge me for eating. That's not it at all. But I felt my own personal shame, like, for eating so much food. But I was like, we're not gonna feel shame for eating anymore. We're gonna eat it in front of our family, and we're gonna actually look at the calories of how much we're eating. I know the calories for it, and then I'm not eating again at 1 a.m. because I actually ate something that both satisfied my taste buds and I was full. And I realized that I could eat a lot more calories in other parts of my day if I didn't end with a huge McDonald's dinner, right? Because McDonald's is so calorie heavy. So I was like, maybe I can eat like a less dense dinner so that I can have a more substantial lunch and whatever. I started mixing things around. And that's what you need to do. So make sure that whatever you're eating you like. I'm not a breakfast person. I found that about myself, and I've accepted it. Every other person has told me you are incapable of losing weight if you don't eat breakfast. I've heard that all the time, and I'm like, okay, but I don't like breakfast, so I'm not going to eat breakfast. Well, and then I started listening to my body, and then I could be like, not only did I know in my head, okay, this is kind of like 400 calories, whatever. If I felt full after eating 300 of those calories, I had a better relationship with my mind and my stomach to say like, okay, I can stop. And that relationship was built because I started giving myself foods I like. I didn't restrict myself. I didn't say like, you can't eat this type of food anymore. You can't eat this. I was like, I eat whatever I want every day. And maybe that's a super simple statement to say to everybody, like, oh, I eat whatever I want every day, so can you? Like, I don't eat whatever, I eat like whatever I need, I guess. And I eat whatever I want in moderation and in being mindful. The second you start to feel guilt for food, you're gonna end up just kind of being like, you know what, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feel guilty. I'm gonna eat whatever. And that's just gonna make you feel worse in the long run. So if you mess up one day, because we all do, I did, I still do, don't sweat it. It's over, the day is done, a new day will come. Don't worry about it. Like I said, this is, you know, a lifestyle change. This is something that I can ask myself, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? And the answer is yes. Could I maybe be 20 pounds lighter if I didn't eat birthday cake at my friend's birthday party? Like, maybe. But I probably wouldn't be, because I would get frustrated that I wasn't able to participate in fun events and eat good food when I wanted to. So that would cause me to binge eat later, and then I would probably end up gaining more weight. So it becomes like a whole cycle. So just say like, okay, like, I know that I'm going to have my friend's birthday party tonight. I really want to eat that cake at that event. So I'm not going to go to the bake sale and buy 10 brownies and eat those. I'm going to genuinely enjoy the sweet food that I'm going to eat in a couple of hours. It's really about that lifestyle change. Saying to yourself, like, don't feel bad for the foods you eat. Don't restrict yourself from experiences that include food. Just adapt your mindset to like, how can I make this a little bit more healthier? How can I still incorporate the food that I really want to eat, but also maybe like a healthier, lower calorie option as well? And that made all the difference for me. It was no longer a diet. I didn't feel constrained by certain rules and foods and times to eat and whatever it was. I was in control. This was my diet. It was the way I wanted to do it. Same thing with exercise. It was my control. I wasn't following some sort of system. I could change it any day I wanted. I could adapt based on whether or not it was making me feel good, feel bad, feel anxious, feel sick, whatever it was, I could change it. And that's the way you need to be too. So I guess if it summarized to the question, after all of that advice that I gave you, if you asked me how I lost weight, I would say the slow changes that I made throughout the entire journey, every single day, making sure I was doing a little bit more right by myself, and then also listening to my body. I still have a lot of things, but I'm so much more accepting of my flaws now, and I'm just like, okay, but this is who I am. And we were all made the way we were supposed to be made. That's basically how I lost 50 pounds. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I would love to answer any questions that you guys have. I will be answering more specific questions that I was DM'd. I had like a question thing on my Sushi Fit page. I'll have that video out for you guys talking, like answering your specific questions, but I would love to answer more of them as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do follow me on Instagram if you are interested in more updates or more seeing of like my more everyday life, especially, you know, the Sushi Fit. If you want to see some of the, maybe the foods that I eat, I do have stuff on there. And it does talk more about the mental change because I believe that is key. And also we're in quarantine, so what better time do you really have to sit alone with your thoughts? The universe is kind of giving you the go to do that, so do it. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye guys!